So the election last night was a bit of a surprise when it came to young people, because young people have been voting emphatically for Democratic candidates over the past 20 years. It's important to emphasize the fact that Americans under the age of 30 were still the group most likely to support the Democratic candidate Harris by 8 points compared to Trump, so 52% to 44%. However, her lead amongst this group shrank massively from Biden's lead of 25 points 4 years ago. So in real terms, that's an astonishing decline in the vote. Harris actually scored lower amongst young women than Biden, down from 65% in 2020 to 58% this year, and much poorer amongst young men from 56 to 43%, with Trump enjoying an 11-point lead in this group compared to a 15-point lead for Biden in 2020. So the demographics amongst young men and the Democratic candidate were turned on their head. The figures are even higher amongst young men who are white and non-college educated, which is exactly the group of young people that I've been identifying in my work. Young men in particular from non-college educated backgrounds, maybe low-income backgrounds, that are most susceptible to populism. And they're also the group of young people who are probably most likely to support, for example, Marine Le Pen in next year's French presidential election. Whilst there are long-term reasons for these trends, the tendency of the populist right towards misogyny, it's also true that Harris's campaign offered very little to young people in general on the economy, on cost of living. All it did offer was the issue of abortion. We may think that this is an important issue, and it certainly is for most people, but for young men, this focus on this only one issue for young people may have even exacerbated the exodus of some young men, marking it out as being a campaign that was run by a woman for women. And Trump deliberately took advantage of this with his various appearances on talk shows, podcasts, talking about sport and appealing to this form of toxic masculinity that would be present in this group of young people. So overall, Trump's message and his campaign to appeal to young male voters succeeded much better than most experts expected.